Welcome. If you're watching this, you're probably planning a move to SAP's S/4HANA and are looking to avoid the common pitfalls and take advantage of delivering real business value fast. Today, we're going to discuss a unique service that turns those challenges into opportunities. My name is Ed Elsbury, and today I have the pleasure of being joined by two experts who have helped dozens of companies transform their use of SAP to achieve real business value quickly. Kristie Bane, a leader in SAP transformations, and Liam Stewart, a specialist in extracting value from S/4HANA systems. Kristie and Liam have developed a service called S4 Smart Setup, focused on addressing the implementation trap, that technically we go live with the system, but functionally we're not extracting the maximum value that we could in the use of the system. Guys, thanks for joining me today. Let's start with the basics. What is the S4 Smart Setup service?
I think the best way to think of it is business Sherpas. We take businesses on a journey prior to their S4 implementation starting, and we guide them through and help them figure out where they're failing on their current setup and where they can revert back to standard. And what that does, it puts them in a great position to start off on the right foot using SAP out of the box, as it's intended, focusing on master data, business processes, and getting away from those dreaded custom transactions. The last thing you want to do is take a whole load of stuff that you don't need anymore over to a brand new system and start off on the wrong foot that way.
Kristie, you've led dozens of transformations. What do you find are some of the biggest challenges customers face when using SAP's S/4HANA system?
I think that when they get onto the new system, it starts to feel like, oh my goodness, we just invested all of this time and money and energy, and we have something that looks exactly the same as what it did previously. And by looks, I don't mean the system looks that way, but the processes are being executed with the same level of difficulty and struggle. Like, we're still working in spreadsheets. We're still exporting data to other systems in order to be able to get our job done. And what we see with clients is that there is there's a hunger and a desire, if you're going to spend this time, to be able to get some benefit from it. And it really, if you think about it from a change management perspective, it's the difference between feeling like I have to go and do this thing and it's going to be very expensive to I get to go and do this thing, and as a result, I'm getting real benefits back to my business, real capabilities back to my people, and I'm starting to get better and better performance out of the supply chain.
Liam, you specialize in unlocking business value. Can you share a story where a client received measurable business value by utilizing the S4 Smart Setup service?
Yeah, definitely. So we work with a client in the laundry space, and that they manufacture a lot of things every month. Now, where we worked with them was they had a big desire to move away from a lot of their custom transactions. They built things up over time, and they weren't really working in the system. And when they weren't using standard SAP. So we got them out of that process and back to standard SAP, back to one single source of truth, and really drove home the need to standardize their business processes across their different plants, as well as within their internal teams. And what that's enabled them to do is really leverage some functionality that they were told by IT isn't possible because of the way they had previously set up. And what we are able to do is then unlock that as a way of driving business value out of not only their existing asset, but then showing them the art of the possible of, hey, now you can unlock this on your future S4 implementation too.
And what kind of business value did that deliver for them?
Well, by working in the system and having data that they can trust, they're able to drive better decision making because everybody's using the same single source of truth. They're driving home better and more efficient processes as well. So as a result, they're able to leverage more of that functionality. I think a key one is material availability check, right? You can't produce what you don't know is available. And if you're sending stuff to the shop floor that isn't available, then you're just backing up the lines and making a really streamlined process super inefficient. One of the other things that we're really able to do is leverage existing tools that they may have purchased but aren't actually able to leverage because they haven't got the right data in place. There's a big focus in what we do on master data, and having that correct and present up front means that the further processes really work better.
So it sounds like you're improving the quality of the data, the use of the system, help avoid some of those risks, and really take advantage of capturing value right out of the box when moving to S4.
Exactly. There's lots of master data fields that can be hijacked for nefarious reasons. We want to catch those way up front so that they're not migrated to a new system for a start, and they're actually able to be used for their original purpose, which might enhance the functionality and increase the use of SAP that they might have needs and desires for right now.
Kristie, do you have any stories that you'd like to share about how clients are getting real value from this unique service that you guys have developed?
How much time do we have today, Ed? Let me share a brief one. So, food and beverage industry is where I'm going. You know who I'm thinking of here. They are a bit further along on their master data journey, right? They've got better quality data as a springboard for their move to S4. You know, they put a lot of time in for cleaning things up proactively. But what they don't have confidence in is when they're sitting across the table from that SI, and they're talking about functionality in S4, and they're asking them to make decisions on how they want to move forward. Even the terminology, right? Like words, lead time is a great example. We could talk lead times for days. And if you don't have someone who's able to kind of help translate and make sure everybody is on the same page, it's easy for people to miss one another. And so part of what we do is help to make sure that the team is really well prepared for those conversations. They're never going to be boxed in by the way that they're using master data or they're taking advantage of customizations right now. We want to make sure that they have room to move when they get to S4 and they can take advantage of all that good stuff. The pace of adoption when they get there is going to vary from client to client in terms of what it is that they're comfortable with. But I have this hope, and I know Liam shares it, that they're going to be really hungry for new capabilities to be able to take advantage of this solution, because otherwise, what is it that we're spending all this time and energy and money on? So,
Gotcha. Now I understand when you talked about a business Sherpa, you're helping the client through the journey from beginning through that planning and then actually realizing true value from their move to S4. Excellent. It's not just about going live. It's about reducing risk, improving the adoption and the use of the system, and capturing and achieving real business value from this move to S4. If you'd like to learn more about this service, please reach out and we can have a discussion about your journey, where you're at, and where we could potentially help you as Sherpas through this whole process of moving to S4.